Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at Lucid. Lucid is outselling all competitors in Saudi Arabia, says the VP. Lucid Motors, based in California, is found in Saudi Arabia increasingly vital to its operation. Since the beginning of last year, Lucid has delivered over 1,000 vehicles in Saudi Arabia, received 2.5 billion in support from the country's financial fund, and has opened new showrooms and service centers to support the growth in the Middle East region. For the first quarter of the year, Lucid CEO Peter Rawlinson said that the vehicle deliveries in Saudi Arabia surpassed 500 units. The figures for the second quarter were not disclosed in the recent earnings calls held on August the 5th. However, in an interview with Arab News, Lucid Chief Operating Officer Mark Wittenhoff said the sales in the country contributed significantly to the company's new delivery records. In fact, as you probably have seen in the last 2 quarters, we achieved record sales globally, and particularly Saudi Arabia has contributed significantly to that success. Last March, the electric vehicle maker, led by the former Tesla executive, announced that the country's public investment fund would buy $1 billion of newly created series of convertible preferred stock via private placements. Earlier this month, on the same day, reported that the second quarter earning results, Lucid disclosed that the PIF, the Public Investment Fund, would buy another $750 million of convertible preferred stock and provide $750 million unsecured delay and provide $750 million unsecured delayed draw term loan facility. And as we know, of course, the fund owns more than 60% of Lucid Motors. So in terms of infrastructure, the company is currently expanding its assembly plant, aiming to start manufacturing both the Lucid Air and the upcoming Lucid Gravity SUV at the same plant. Amid the openings of new showrooms and service centers in Jeddah, the vice president and managing director of Lucid said the expansion comes as Lucid is outselling all competitors. Now, I don't know much about the EV market in Saudi Arabia or in the Middle East, but they were certainly off to a slow start for the first quarter of surpassing 500 units. Now, that was in the first quarter. Naturally, we're currently in the third quarter. So there's the second quarter and currently. So obviously, if they continue on this trajectory, they will continue to do well in that area. Not just in Saudi Arabia, but if they start exporting to Qatar, if they start exporting to Bahrain, if they start exporting to Egypt, there's other places to explore. What about the United Arab Emirates, of course, Dubai? They're known for having some of the most luxurious vehicles. Now, at the moment, Lucid does have two manufacturing plants. There's one in the US, opened last year in September. That was the first in the US, and it was with an initial capacity of 500,000 units annually. But naturally, for a company like Lucid, they want to grow to selling hundreds of thousands of vehicles. So it's kind of ideal that they're getting funding from the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund. That's essential to their prosperity. And like I've always said, one of the main reasons for this is the benefits this adds to Saudi Arabia as a country. So, for one, they own an automotive brand. For two, they have a manufacturing plant in their country. They want to sell within their country and they want to explore to other countries. Not to mention, in terms of geopolitics, Saudi Arabia does tend to have a pretty good relationship with the US. So that's definitely a benefit to them long term for business opportunities. And Saudi Arabia as a country is quickly developing to become more of a performance driven industry, manufacturing, tech industry, because they no longer just want to rely on oil. So they're quickly developing their country, similar in ways to what Dubai is doing. However, Dubai, the UAE, they're focusing very much so on tourism and business. There's no business in particular that Dubai is focusing on, but tech startups, stuff like that, that tends to be up their alley. Finance businesses, insurance businesses, the list goes on. Saudi Arabia too wants to focus on obviously, being a tourism driven economy, but also a manufacturer driven economy by inviting, brands such as Lucid, buying companies such as Lucid. If anything, they want more companies to manufacture within their country to add more benefits, more expertise. That migration of engineers, designers to the country, the expertise that they want to fulfill within their country, you can obviously see the direction that they're going in. They want to be more productive in manufacturing, in business, and yes, in tourism as well. But this company is one of the first steps that they've taken. I can only imagine that they have their eyes on other companies that they wish to acquire, other areas of business that they wish to engage in, and they're probably putting those plans into place. So, what I'm basically saying is, Lucid probabilities of surviving in this business is actually incredibly high. Their chances of being successful within this business is incredibly high, believe it or not. And that's because they have a backing of not just the public investment fund, they have the backing of an entire nation, a very rich nation, a nation that will be rich for the foreseeable future, a nation that is transforming their economy from oil to tourism to business to development to tech to manufacturing. The list goes on. This can only benefit Lucid as Lucid benefits Saudi Arabia. Now, there's still conversations out there for people to abandon the Lucid stock. I haven't really invested in the Lucid stock. I might have bought one stock or sold it at some point, but for some reason, it's never really compelled me to stay within the brand for too long. Don't get me wrong, I think the brand does have a very promising future, but I think I just want to see more from Lucid. I want to see more from Lucid. Lucid is still 5 years away from where I'm comfortable investing in the company. I want to see the next 2, 3 vehicles that they're going to create, like Rivian. Rivian had to prove something to me, and they did. It has to make sense financially. So, I'm not entirely just giving up on the stock. This is not financial advice, but it's just my opinion. I'm not giving up on the stock. I'm not giving up on the company, but I am being patient with the company. I'm watching it. It's on my radar. I'm looking at what decisions they're making. I'm looking at, okay, how are they going to transform their factories, the one in the US and the one in Saudi Arabia? How are they going to transform these factories to build 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 annually per factory? Not together, not cumulative, per factory. Where are they going to build new factories? Are they going to build a factory in further Asia, like China? Are they going to build a factory in Germany, in Europe? Are they going to build more factories in the US or close to the US, like Mexico? Are they going to develop a second brand? Like how is this company going to make money? I know that making money, some people think it's by selling vehicles. You actually need other ways to make money. So how is this business going to make money? The cars are great. The technology is great. There's no doubt that the Lucid cars and the technology that they're building within these vehicles, it is top of the line. It is world class. There is no doubt. Now, how are you going to develop that into a money-making machine? That's my question. And it's not as easy as it seems. It's just selling a lot of cars. That's not good enough because that runs out. That pond will eventually dry up. One of the things Lucid has taken to do is to engage in partnerships with other brands. I believe they've got one with Aston Martin. I believe it's either to develop electric motors or electric batteries with Aston Martin or for Aston Martin. This could be quite promising. It's very similar to the one that Rivian has with Volkswagen to develop an electric architecture and software that could be used between both companies. So VW could use it in their cars. VW needs technology. They're starting to realize they're not good at tech. They're not good at software. They're not good at building things with vertical integration. They're just not good at building cars the modern way. So a lot of older brands need to modernize. Lucid is perfect for helping older brands modernize. What brands out there need to modernize? Mercedes, BMW. I could say Audi and Porsche, but they're owned by Volkswagen. Volkswagen owns Porsche. Porsche owns Volkswagen. They own Audi. So they will benefit from this deal with Rivian. But I could see so much more companies that Lucid will partner with for great business decisions to make money. But again, even that's not fully sustainable. So this is why I'm watching Lucid very closely. Lucid is not the kind of car that's targeting everyone. It's incredibly expensive. It's incredibly rare. It doesn't sell a lot. So how are they going to make real money? And I'm waiting to see that. So when I see that, anyway, that's just me on this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in our next video. Peace.